Which leads me to my last topic. I want to talk about love and family and kids and, the bigger things in life, which is important. Now, why am I constantly going to Bill Maher and looking at these clips? Why is this a thing? You're always saying, like, who's in your ear? Well, who's in your ear?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to this imagery of Bill Maher and PBD, I'm going to show you a clip in a second.
Go for it.
So before I play this clip, I'm looking at two guys, Bill Maher and PBD, and I've been watching Bill Maher forever, right? I think he's a super talented guy, super necessary guy, and I'm looking at PBD, who I have the privilege of working for, with, friend, everything, mentor, and I said, these guys could not have a different life. I said, wow, this is watching what could be on one end.
Yeah.
And then what is, but a younger version on another end. What do I mean? So on one hand, this guy is smoking, drinking. You're probably drinking an Arnold Palmer. You probably poured a drink and just didn't drink it, right? God-fearing, PBD, Christian, proud atheist. Religiously is his story. Proud atheist. Married, 4 kids, amazing kids. I got a special thing for Dilly Boy. I brought him
He beat me
some
this
baseballs the
morning.
other
I'm
day.
very annoyed with him.
Yeah.
He beat me in FIFA.
But I'm seeing Tico grow up. It's incredible to see his progression. Senna, she was in the office. Yes, she's adorable. And Brooklyn, that's Vinny's. The hands off Brooklyn, that's Vinny's. But, it's amazing. I love kids. So religion, kids, family. He's single, proudly single. Biden, Trump, you can make that argument. But, this comes down to, our favorite conversation, selfishness or selflessness, right? So here he questions your life choices, and gets a little defensive on marriage and reveals how he feels about kids. Go ahead.
So you're married for 14 years?
14 years, yeah. 14 years.
Kids?
We got 4 kids. We got
4 kids.
I'd have 20 if I could. We got 11.
Why do you want 20 kids?
10, 7, 2.
Why do you want so many kids?
What's the purpose of living if you don't have kids?
Uh-oh.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Again, the way you frame it is just off-putting, because it's like assuming all of us, and we're so varied as a human race, that all of us think the same way. So for many millions and millions of people, the purpose of living is to avoid having children, is to enjoy your life. Now, it's perfectly fine if your choice is to trade your life for someone else's, which is really what, if you're going to be a good parent, you kind of have to do. It's also perfectly okay to say, no, what's wrong is to have a child and then ignore them.
I don't disagree. No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree
no, of course,
with that.
No one disagrees with that.
No, I don't disagree with that.
No, of course not. But what I'm saying is the harder choices, or I don't think it's a hard choice at all. It should be thrust upon people. It should not be thrust upon people to have children if they really are not suited for that, as it used to be. A woman thought she was a complete failure if she didn't, fucking vomit out some spawn to, God knows what in the world. And some were, and some I'm sure were good people. But generally, I'm not that in love with the human race, where I think whoa, what we need is more of them.
Do you like kids? Do you actually like kids?
What do you ask me this question for? Of course I don't like kids.
You asked me questions about kids. I'm asking
Jesus,
you.
But I just told you.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I fucking hate kids.
Okay. We'll end it there. I mean, could there be a more opposite, you know what juxtaposition is? When you have something this and something exactly the opposite sit next to each other. And I could have gone to any single interview, anything about, what do you think about this? And I heard that point, and I saw that it was on February 4th. I said, this is what I'm going to be asking PBD. So, you've helped me get clear on a lot of things. I 1,000,000% want to have kids. 1,000,000%. Now I got to find the mother. Unfortunately, these days men can't have babies, Pat. So I gotta find the woman to do it. I was never, I'd have it myself. But I don't even want to worry about Bill Maher. I just want to focus on you, your family, your wife, your kids, being a father, being a son, and how important that is to you. So, number one, you talked about, let's just start with marriage. 14 years. Jen, first time I met Jen, first thing I said to her, oh, wow, you're like way nicer than I thought you would be. Because I'd only seen pictures of her, at the galas or whatever it was. And she's genuinely like just the sweetest, like I would say like innocent, pure woman. And I don't know if I would call Pat innocent, pure, anything like that. But, they say, what do we say in the red pill community now? When you submit, I'll commit. They say that in the red pill community. So, you've talked about the 101 questions before you get engaged. So what made you pick Jen of all the women? What makes her an ideal wife?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let's go back to this, and then I'll answer that question because there's a lot there. One, if Bill, behind closed doors, is 100% happy with the decision that he's made, and he's going to be 100% happy and content and fulfilled with the decision he's made, today and on his deathbed, I salute him. To each his own, if he is, right? Because if you're 69 years old, by now, he's friends with Salman Rushdie, who wrote Satanic Verses. He's friends with a lot of different people, and there's plenty of people around him who have kids. Sage Steele is one of his talent that he has under his production company. She's got kids, and, you would have already done it. Plenty of people are going to present that argument to you, to do it or not to do it, right? At one point, I was 28 years old. I'm like, you know what? I actually enjoy my own company. I actually like going to movies by myself. Sundays, my schedule was easy. I'd go to the beach, I would do my workout, and I'd go to the same stairs, Santa Monica. Then I would go to the same P.F. Chang's. I would sit in the corner. I would watch football. The same waiter I would talk to, and I had a routine. And I did this for years, by the way, that people didn't know about on my Sundays. Boom, 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 by myself. And I enjoyed it. And, I always had a girl or two or whatever behind closed doors, never in the office. Everybody always wanted to know who I dated. And I never wanted to reveal it to anybody because to me, it was always a private part of my life. And then eventually I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting married. I'm going to stay single. But oh my God, I wanted kids. And 6 years old, I wanted to be a dad because of my relationship with my dad. So I wanted to have kids. And then one day, Patty Lopez says, hey, I listened to the radio today, and this guy on the radio talked about a guy named Norman Wright, wrote a book called 101 Questions to Ask. I don't know what it's like. You may want to order it. I order it. I go through the book. I answer all the questions, and I did the exercise with 4 girls. And one of the girls, I'm definitely not going to reveal. But
let's not get you in trouble.
No. But no. Jen actually knows 2 of the girls. The third one she doesn't know. But one of the girls we had a meeting with, and we sat down, we went through it, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, but, on values and principles and one other area, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, yeah, it's just not going to. And she's like, just be honest with me because I want to be with you. I want to do this. I want to be with you for the rest. And it's like, trust me. And she was pursuing me for the longest time. And we had very good chemistry together. But I couldn't do it for that one thing that we had. Another one was a couple other reasons. And then Jen and I went through the exercise. And when you're doing it, you have to talk. And I know Jen because we've been in the same office for 5.5 years. So it's not like I don't know Jen when she was in a relationship or single. You kind of know each other's history as well. And then eventually, after we went through the exercise, Jen was always the girl that I wanted my friends to date because when they was, I'm looking for a wife, who do you recommend? I would say, go to Jen. And yeah, every one of them. And nobody was like, no, it wouldn't happen. And then finally, I'm single for the first time. We're at JW Marriott. And then she says, hey, would you mind if I'm around your team for the next 2 or 3 days? I said, sure. So she came and we started spending time together. And I asked her, what are you looking for in a man? And she told me. And then was like, interesting. Okay. Then we spent that later that night. We went downstairs. I had a glass of orange juice. I had a glass of wine. She had a glass of orange juice, and we started talking. Then we drove home together that night, and I dropped her off, and Diana and Victor took her to her place. Then on Monday, I said, come to meet with me at Jerry's Deli off of Encino and Ventura, off of Ventura and Encino. And then we had the conversation, and then we did the exercise. And I said, temperament-wise, are you always like this? So I went a year and a half of a lot of fights because I wanted to see how she fights. And I'm like, okay, yeah, there's that side as well. She's got a relentless side to her as well. The kids know, I have this, but Jen will use tools if you cross the line. And Dylan is very familiar with it.
I didn't know that about you.
And then all of a sudden I said, okay, this is it. And you'll have your date where you're sitting across from her and you're like, I think there's a 65% chance this could work. You will never be 100%. Never. Because marriage is filled with surprises, disappointments, changes, health, life, in-laws, family, money, finances, business, schedule, travel. It's so ugly when you go through it. It is not easy. But the moment I went through it and we had magic, we liked each other's company. Every time I was with her, I felt calm. And she knew how to bring my temperature down, not the other way around. I've been with girls that my temperature's already here and you taking me here. It's not good for the world for anybody to do that. So that was the energy I had with her. And then I'm like, yeah, let's get married. And then we got married. And by the way, from being married now 15 years last week, week and a half ago, we've moved the place we live 12 times. We moved our offices 14 times. And we've lived in 3 different states. We have 4 kids born in 3 states. Each time we moved to a different state, she was 6 months or more pregnant. And somehow, some way, we're still here together, right? So, but on family side, I mean, look, it's not easy. Because as a man, temptation only goes higher the more you win and the more you succeed. And the quality of temptation improves. It doesn't get worse. It just gets better. And it's more famous people. It's more, it's like, well, this person and that person, and they can get a hold of you in a different way. So opportunities get wider. Like, whoa, it's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm like I talked earlier. I'm like, I've never partied in Miami to know what it is to be single.
I don't even invite you.
No. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have to also anticipate all the possibilities of you falling for traps. And that's not going to be easy because nobody is going to be able to, you have to stay as close to your family and God as possible. I build a life right now that's within a 3-mile radius. People that are close to my kids and my wife, they have to be part of a certain community that I'm comfortable with. But I can't imagine living that life, just like he can't imagine living my life. You mean to tell me I'm going to be 69 years old, no kids, no family, and how many girls you think he's been with all this time? How many relationships? What's the level of depth? I don't know. But to me, you have to define what success is, and the sooner you can identify what it is for you and you're happy with it, he seems happy with it, great. But if he's deep internally bitter about it, then that's a different story.
Are you coming to the Vault? Oh, what's the Vault? You know about the Vault? The Vault is the ultimate event for entrepreneurs to level up their game and learn from the best in the game. Last year, we had Tom Brady and Mike Tyson, and I said to our CEO, Patrick Bet-David, I said, how are we going to top that? He said, how we're going to top that? How about The Rock? So this year, Patrick Bet-David went out and got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So he's going to be there along with PBD, the Biz Doc, and me. Yeah, if you want to join us at the Vault Conference, check out thevaultconference.com. It's going down in West Palm Beach, September 4th through 7th. If you want to make more money, improve your business, and expand your network, you have to be at the Vault. We'll see you there. Oh, you like that? Well, if you want to see more of that, check out this clip right here. And if you want even more, check out this clip right here, only on the SOSCAST.